My name is Sam Smith. I'm a traditional master blacksmith. And we are currently sitting in the historic Portland Forge in Portland, Maine. My mission in here, in this life, is to save the art of blacksmithing in the traditional or natural sense by using only hand skills and 19th century techniques or earlier. To be a traditional blacksmith, we don't use any modern tools. We use a very purist system where we only use tools that we make or use tools that still encourage us to use our hands, to use the techniques that the blacksmiths are taught from the very fundamental stages to the most advanced stages, and continue to use those skills so they don't die out through convenience. You need some basic things to be a blacksmith, but namely, you need a hammer, you need an anvil, you need a fire or forge, and you need a piece of iron to strike against. And that's basically the fundamentals. Outside of that is learning how to use those combinations together in the proper, what I like to call symphony or dance. There is a feel to it, there's a look to it. Like any other art, there's all those aspects that people don't take for granted. They just assume that they were casting a spell or something on it, but there's really a lot of eye-hand coordination and a lot of experience working together at the same time. The fire is definitely a tool in my arsenal, and it is one of the most important tools. In fact, it's quite literally the cradle of civilization that you're witnessing behind me right now. If it wasn't for a forge, nothing that you would take for granted today would exist. Who do you think makes all the other tradesmen's tools? The blacksmiths did. And without you making tools, you wouldn't have masons, you wouldn't have carpenters, you wouldn't have boat builders, you wouldn't have any of that. You wouldn't have civilization. One thing that's very rare in this country is seeing a forge still in the city center, and this happens to be a forge in the city center. It's the largest brick forge in operation in the country. You're basically sitting in a living monument to the age before planned obsolescence. Why am I passionate about blacksmithing? I think that some sort of deeper calling that it's really hard for me to pinpoint. I'm Sam Smith the blacksmith. How many Sam Smith the blacksmiths are there, especially traditional blacksmiths? Some people would say that's in your blood right there. I'm proud of all my work, essentially. Nothing comes really quick out of this shop. You know, everything has some level of consideration and time in it. You know, it has some real meaning. There's also the symbolism of the shop itself and my name and everything tied into that, but essentially it's just my energy going into a piece of material. And the best thing about making things like that is that it will outlast you. It will outsurvive me. And I know people will experience things that I've made when I'm long gone.